Hey guys, welcome back to Habitual Crypto. My name's Dan, and here on the channel we like to make good habits in crypto trading, and we also will go over the news, general news of the crypto markets and what's going on with Bitcoin. And today we're going to talk about Elon Musk tweeting about Tesla and just a couple quick news uh, related things to Bitcoin and some charts. And then we will go into altcoins. And as always, we'll chart out whatever altcoins you guys are interested in. So, yeah, we'll start right in on the Bitcoin chart, which is looking good in my opinion. And as you can see, we had this bounce. This was yesterday morning. And then we came back down and looked like we're kind of testing the same resistance level, around this long-term trend line. And then we came down and tested it a third time, and no one knows if we were going to break down out of it or not, because Elon Musk comes out and tweets, I'll bring this up here, that you can now buy a Tesla with Bitcoin, which is really a huge thing, because he is doubling down on his investment and his belief that Bitcoin is a great hedge for inflation and a great store of value compared to gold. So um, that's one of the reasons I think there's a good argument to be made that Bitcoin could have would have had a bounce off there anyway, but possibly not as high as it went up to 57,200. But there's another part of this that is even more optimistic in my view, which is that um, the second part of this tweet, that Tesla is using only internal and open source software and operates Bitcoin nodes directly. Bitcoin paid to Tesla will be retained as Bitcoin, not converted to fiat currency. So that is the big that is the big part of this tweet, in my opinion, because um, like a lot of the payment, Visa is coming out with, being able to pay PayPal with your crypto. But what they do is that it transfers right to fiat currency and pays the merchant. So they're just doing that simultaneously as you purchase something. Where Tesla's saying you can buy a Tesla in Bitcoin, and we're keeping it in Bitcoin, and it's going into our savings as Bitcoin. So I don't really know what that will mean tax wise, but normally if Bitcoin stays as Bitcoin, there's not really tax on it. But then again, you are getting a car, so I'm sure there's going to be some regulation as this gets bigger and more vendors start taking it that way. But yeah, I thought that's arguably what helped with this bounce a lot. And now we're coming back down. Hopefully, we can stall out on one of these. We'll go over the long term and the short term on Bitcoin now. Let's just zoom out. We'll go to the daily, put this on auto, and we'll just kind of look at, we've been in this channel, okay, since the beginning of this year. And it's proven to be a strong support and resistance. Um, I, not financial advice, but my guess is that we will bounce off of this like we are doing now, and eventually we will continue up and hit the top. Hey Scott, I can't even make any more coin today. I'm maxed. It's steady rising. No fear. Uh, that's that's a good that's a good way to play it. I think I'm optimistic. It's a long term play in a lot of these coins, but if you're patient enough, I believe uh, it's going to pay off, and hopefully big time. But yeah, in the longer term look at Bitcoin, all this year we've been making higher highs and higher lows. So let's just keep that trend going. Let's see if we can stay in this channel. It's very possible that we do. This channel now has kind of been, we did break down out of that one. So we have this bigger one here. And now we'll go to the hourly and look at kind of more of a long-term or a short-term pattern here. So if we draw this out where we just kind of topped out there, this would be the new kind of symmetrical triangle, it looks like, that I'd be looking at. If we break down out of this, I would expect some support around 52,000, and then some support around 50,000. I'll put a line there. Let's bring this down to roughly 50,000. Just because there is some consolidation there in the past, and it's also a big psychological level. So, so I'm expecting, I'm hoping we can break up past this resistance that's been there for the past few days. And if we can, hopefully we can break up higher than 58 and make support on 58. And then I think we'll be heading up to the top of the channel eventually. But yeah, we have, this would be my short-term pattern I'd be watching right now. And we're going to have a move no later than Saturday. So most likely the move will be on Friday. We're going to have the options trading, or the options expiring on Saturday, and there's like $6 billion worth of Bitcoin options expiring on Saturday, or on Friday. I'm sorry, on Friday. So that's going to cause some movement, most likely. And historically, it's been to the downside. So, but if Bitcoin holds up after those options expire, I would expect a big move up, because if the options don't, if the options don't bring Bitcoin down, I think that's going to give a lot of confidence to traders. So, and I would expect the price to move up from there. That's my opinion, not financial advice, but that's how I'm looking at it. So that's on the, the short term. If we're talking like really short term, we go to the 15 minute. We are about to challenge the upward trend pretty soon. So so we've kind of got a couple resistance points here, but yeah, hopefully we can keep making higher highs and higher lows. So if this is to come down, hopefully we get a bounce around 54,100, 54,200, around that area. That's on the very short term, like what's going to happen today. But hopefully we can hold up here, make support, and get up and make a higher high. That would be great. Break this resistance. That's what I'm hoping for. Yeah, and that's my analysis on Bitcoin for the long and short term. And just to give some kind of charts here, Lex McCoskey, he puts out some, you can follow him on Twitter. He puts out some good charts and analysis here. The first one is Coinbase had at 55,000, Coinbase had 9,077 Bitcoin transferred off of Coinbase. Now, this normally when Bitcoin's being transferred off exchanges, it normally means it's going into like cold storage. It's looked at to be bullish for Bitcoin because they're not looking to sell it on the exchange. So, and let's see, I'll just do the math here. At $55,000 too, is $500 million, which is, it's exactly 500,732,000. So 500 million seems to be kind of like a possibly an institutional buy. So we'll see if something gets announced. You know, that's $500 billion, or I mean $500 million. So we'll see what happens, but that's bullish in my opinion. And then this is even better. This is the mining net position. So basically when it's red, that means they're selling, and when it's green, that means they're accumulating. So they're mining Bitcoin and they're holding on to it. And you can see back in December when Bitcoin started taking off, we were really green. Scott, I'm not going short term. I'm investing for at least 10 years. I think crypto is stable, more stable than the USD. Yeah, and we'll look at the DXY because they are very correlated. And yeah, I think if you're holding for 10 years, Scott, you're going to be very happy. I think in 10 years, Bitcoin will be at prices that will shock people because they're already shocked at 50,000. So, but yeah, back in December, they were accumulating Bitcoin and we had a nice run up. And then you can see when the selling kind of wore off, or the selling built up, and we did have a correction into January. The selling wore off a little bit. They were still selling, but not nearly as much. And we headed up. And then the selling picked up a little bit. We dropped down. They started accumulating again, and we had another run up to all-time highs. So now we've had this correction here, this slight correction. They're selling, and now they're starting to accumulate again. So, you know, if you're looking historically, having the miners accumulate means Bitcoin has headed up historically. So I'm confident in the next month that we're probably going to have another leg up. Um, do I think Bitcoin will get to 500K by 2030? See, I read 2030 and I thought, oh, that's in the way future. That's really far off. But yeah, it's already 2021. So 500K by 2030, absolutely. Not financial advice, but I absolutely think Bitcoin will be at 500K by 2030. 500K means we basically all we have to do is uh, flip gold on our market cap. So gold has about a $10 trillion market cap. I think it's a little more than that. We have a 1 trillion. If people look at Bitcoin as a better option to hedge your money than gold, which has been the flip has started to happen. Um, all we have to do is get to 10 trillion in 9 years. I think that's very, very likely, and we would be at 500K. And it's not just money from gold coming in; it's money from bonds, equities, derivatives. There's so many, and there's going to be so many tools in the crypto market that you can start using to do your own investments and have more control over it rather than trusting banks and institutions with your money. You can use these tools yourself in the DeFi space. So yeah, I think Bitcoin will hit 500K by 2030. I'm very confident in that. But I'm not that's my personal opinion, not financial advice, but yeah, I'm pretty confident in that. Let me just turn the music up a little bit. Let's see here. So that's, yeah, 2 charts on Bitcoin that I saw. And you could follow Lex McCoskey on Twitter. He has some good stuff. And follow me on Twitter at Habitual Crypto. I'm gonna start tweeting a lot more charts and interesting things on Bitcoin when I can. So let's get into Ethereum. Ethereum has been struggling a little bit, and we talked about this yesterday. I'm going to go to let's go to the 4-hour chart. We talked about this head and shoulders pattern. Basically right here, here, and here. And I said it would come down to around 1575 to complete this pattern. So it's possible we still head down. There's a lot of kind of resistance spots in this area. So, anywhere from here to 1575 or 1580, 1580, I think we could head down that far. But if Bitcoin picks up again, Ethereum is going to most likely follow Bitcoin a lot. So let's see here. And with Ethereum, I guess I have one little news article I want to share. VCs bet big on layer 2 as Starkware raises a staggering 75 million. So a lot of big like investment companies like the Alameda Research puts money into this. So basically, Starkware is working on roll up and sidechain solutions. So the layer 2 solutions that Ethereum and a lot of other projects need to cover to make up for these gas fees to fix the congestion problem. So yeah, I just thought they're going to be minting NFT. You'll be able to mint NFTs on layer 2. So it's going. This is what a lot of projects need, and they're trying to be one of the first to do it. So like Matic was very successful recently getting into projects to help them with this. So I think a lot of I think this will do very well. I'm not sure if they have a token, but the company we'll look into it. But yeah, I'll look into it more. But yeah, just layer 2s in general are going to be big for Uniswap version 3 and Ethereum and the whole DeFi NFT market. Both of those markets need some solutions there. Scott asks, what percent of the population is able to access crypto and are investing now? Do you think it's less than 90%? I think it's definitely less than 90% are investing in crypto. Less than 90% able to access crypto. I mean, if you're able to have internet access and like a mobile device, you should be able to get some access to crypto in general. So I'm not sure. I know the numbers on Bitcoin were like less than 1% a few years ago were in Bitcoin. So I'm not sure what that is now. I'll look into that, but I would bet it's closer to like 5% are investing now. And I know a lot of countries like Turkey and I think Nigeria are they're all moving, trying to get into crypto and Bitcoin to save the value and that they have in the currency they own right now, because the currency of their countries is falling apart. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that. Yeah, I think we are really early to the party, Scott. I think people, Bettina asked about the 500K. I think there's a good chance Bitcoin could be 500K. I think it will hit 500K in the next bull market, which should be in about 4 years. So between 4 and 5 years, because I think we're having expanding cycles. And so if Bitcoin's 50K now, I think we'll definitely hit 500K in the next bull cycle. So at least by the peak of the next bull cycle in 4 to 5 years, I think that's very likely. So if you look at Bitcoin 50 is 50% now, or 50K now, 50K seems like a steal when if you think Bitcoin's going to hit 500K in 5 years. So yeah, I think we are early to the party. And people forget, like, people forget that a lot of the institutional money and the big investment companies and just big players in any investment industry they like that Bitcoin hit $1 trillion. That makes it more safe to them that it hit $1 trillion market cap. A lot of investors won't touch an asset until it reaches $1 trillion market cap because it's not stable enough for them. So the more money that goes into Bitcoin, especially institutional money, the less volatile I think it will be, and the more appealing it will be to institutions, because it seems less risky to them. The more people that get in, the less risky it seems. The bigger players that get in. So yeah, I think. I think we are early to the party, for sure. Even now, at this point. Let's see here. So we talked Bitcoin and Ethereum. Let me know if there's any coins you guys want to look at. We will look at some of the, let's see. We were talking about Engine, had a little bump up today. This was one I was saying I'm kind of waiting for a 50% correction because I missed the boat here. And it really stinks because we were charting out Engine when it was down here, and then it just went on a tear. So I'm hoping we get a nice 50% correction, and I might accumulate some at that point. But Engine also is constantly getting big news, and they're the king of the NFT space right now. So as far as market cap goes. So we'll see about that. Let's see. I think Bitana, we talked about STMX yesterday. Let's go to the 1 hour. And yeah, it's looking good here. It's making higher highs, and hopefully it will catch support here on the 0.236 Fibonacci extinction. That's what you're hoping for here. And then you can get up past the goal is to get up past the 0.5 fib level here. And make support on that. That's what you want to see. That will give confidence that this is going to be in an uptrend. Good look at Kusama, which is one of my favorite plays. Has just been really going crazy here. And right now it is, let's see here. Let me make sure that's right. Oh, we're going by that. Yeah. So let me just redo this Fibonacci retracement. And let's see where we're hitting here. So you can see we broke all-time highs, came right up to that Fibonacci extension. This is on Kusama. Hit resistance, came back up, and as soon as we got through it, had a big move up, made support right on there. Came up, made resistance right on there, and then came up, and now hopefully making support right on that. And then the next leg up would be $520. So let's see if Kusama can hold there. But yeah, this, this fib extension working out just how it normally does. So so yeah, that's nice to see. And the Kusama BTC chart, I guess curious if, yeah, we're at all-time highs there. So here's Decentraland. So yeah, Decentraland is another big NFT project, and I was hoping to get a 50% retracement from the top there. So far only got about 36, and now it's kind of moving sideways. It is in a downward trend, but pretty shallow downward trend. So here's Matic. Matic, same thing here, and it looks like Matic may come back down to the 618 level. Had a 40% correction, so it could go more. It could go to, the bottom of this consolidation here, but we'll have to see. We do have an alert set around the 30-cent mark. If it comes down that far, I'll probably accumulate some, because that's another layer 2 solution that is been really nice. Let's look at Bitcoin dominance, and it's spiking right now, so I'm guessing let's go check on Bitcoin because there might be some movement there. Okay, yeah, so we are getting close on Bitcoin. We'll go to the 15-minute. We are getting close to that resistance point. So we'll see if Bitcoin gets a bounce here. And even with all this movement, though, let's look at Bitcoin dominance. Is still still on a downtrend, but it's getting closer to making a higher high on the probably the hourly here. Yeah, Decentraland, Scott, is a it could easily go, mainstream. It's basically like an MMO game, or it's a sort of like Minecraft, uh, but you purchase a lot of the stuff in the game, and it you can do a lot more. But yeah, there's land selling for hundreds of thousands of dollars in Decentraland, which is crazy. Digital land selling for hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions at this point. Um, so yeah, we'll see if we'll see what happens there. I'm sure it's going to do very well in the long term. It does have some, I think, like Sandbox is a competitor, but Decentraland, I think, has been around a little longer and will definitely be one of the main players, in my opinion. So here we go. Bitcoin still. Let's see if it gets that bounce on there. Making, even though it's slight, it would be making a higher low at around 54,100, as opposed to the first low here, which was at 52,900. So it is an uptrend here. It's a very shallow uptrend, but if we can stay in here, we'll keep going up. So as long as it doesn't break down. Let's look at, I wanted to check in on Uniswap, which yeah, has not been having a good the version 3 of Uniswap had its kind of hype, and then it just crashed. So this was like more of the build up. There were hints that it was coming, a lot of people talking about it. Then they put out like a little teaser trailer, and then as soon as it launched, it went up, made all-time highs, but immediately crashed within minutes and has been on a downtrend since. So I really hope it can hold this level around 28. Yeah, $28. Gotta hold above $28. Otherwise, there's some more room to go down. Let's see here. This is Pancake Swap. We go to the 2 hour. Oh, this is to Bitcoin. Let's go to the dollar. So yeah, Pancake Swap looks like it's made an official bottom here. So it's possible it could have another move up, and over. It's possible it could come down and test it another time, but I wouldn't be surprised if it makes a higher low here and continues its upward momentum. And with Uniswap going down, you know, maybe it looks good for Pancake Swap. I don't really know. Solana. Yeah, Solana looking good. I think this is nice consolidation here. And doesn't seem to be affected too much by Bitcoin. So keep an eye on that. Let's look at Polkadot. All right, so Polkadot kind of moving down a little bit. If we bring this up, let's see if that changes. Yeah, no, not really. Yeah, so Polkadot might be breaking down a little bit. Let's go back to Bitcoin, see if it's okay. So I think we are right at the turning point here. We'll go to the 5 minute. So this is our trend line here. We'll see if Bitcoin can hold up there. Okay, we've hit it. And if we look on the RSI here, we are in overbought or oversold territory. And on the MACD, this is on the 5 minute, the selling momentum hasn't really seemed to start waning yet. And now we are possibly going below it here. Might be breaking down. Yeah, I think the stimulus money has started. I know they did a poll. I forget who did it, but they asked, a lot of Americans who were set to receive the stimulus money, if they would be buying Bitcoin or if they would buy Bitcoin with it, invest any in Bitcoin, and like 10% said they would consider investing in Bitcoin, which I thought was a large percentage. So yeah, so I mean, I think people have started receiving them, like almost like at least this week people have already started. I think the past like 5 days. Hey, Aave. So yeah, I think some of it has come into the crypto market already. Yeah. So hopefully, I'm not sure it's going to be like a big wave, a big wave. I think it's probably helping kind of like a steady stream of money, retail money going into Bitcoin. So and crypto in general. So it's probably still helping keep it higher than 50,000. 100 subs today. Let's do it. Am I close? Let's see. $97. All right. Let's do it. Then we got to get to 1,000, Aave. So we'll see. Yeah, it looks like we might be getting this bounce. It's trying here. So I'm sure a lot of leverage trading had this spot to put in longs. So so we'll see what happens with that. And as far as the stimulus goes, the bigger effect from the stimulus is, in my opinion, going to be the DXY. So this is the US dollar currency index. I'm on the 5 minute. Let's go to like the 4 hour. So there was a chart. Let me see if I could find it. Yeah, so I'll pull this up. This wasn't the exact chart I was looking at. Um, but I got 100 subs. How'd you do that, Aave? Um, 101 subs. How'd you do that, Aave? You're the man. Let's see. JSK, what do I think of BAT? We will look at it right now. I like BAT. Let's see. I just wanted to show you guys this really quick. This is the dollar Bitcoin. This is the dollar index on the bottom and the Bitcoin index on the top. So this was 2017. You can see the correlation. And then this was the COVID-19 crash in March last year. And if you look, I know it's, let me see if I could, oh, zoomed in too much. Sorry, trying to make it easier to see. But if you look at the end of it here, after the yellow circle here, this is current pricing. Like the dollar has kind of fell off a cliff here, while Bitcoin has had a nice rise. So yeah, I think they're very correlated. I mean, this chart seems to say, for the most part, they're pretty correlated. So we want to see, I think the stimulus will probably continue to push this down a little bit. So we'll see. And all the money printing, they're talking about more, a $3 trillion infrastructure deal. So that money doesn't exist. It needs to be printed. So, so yeah, we'll see what happens with that. And really quick, we're gonna check out BAT, BAT there. I just want to see if Bitcoin is holding. And it seems to be slightly holding this. It's slightly holding this trend line. So we'll see. We'll check back on it in a second. But let's go to BAT here. Brave token. Let's see. Let's go to Binance, Tether, Bitcoin. Okay, so BAT had like a marketing play. I don't know if they did it, but they had like Stormy Daniels doing some marketing for Brave browser. I don't think it's helped in the past couple days. Oh, this is a 15-minute. So let's go to the 4-hour. Yeah, so BAT is doing like has had some really good news lately, which is what caused this pump. And like you have Theta, which is a very simple summary of Theta is it's like a decentralized YouTube, and with all of the like banning certain content and just kicking people off their channels, Theta has run up to the ninth spot in crypto over the past few months. So, if I could go back in time, Theta, I'd probably put most of my money into Theta. So, but BAT is the crypto version of Chrome and Firefox. So yeah, I think BAT fundamentally, I think BAT is going to continue to grow a lot. Now, in the short term, it had this big run, so we're going to look for. I like to look for a 50% correction. I think in the short term, it might not get a 50% correction because it has a lot of consolidation around here. So 50% would be in this right around 7 cents. No, that's not right. No, 70 cents. Yeah. So a lot of big plays that have run up so much do come down to about the 50% level. Right now, BAT's in a downtrend, and until I see confirmation that that is going to change, I would not be accumulating it. That's not financial advice. That's personally. This is not the time I would be accumulating BAT. Now, if it got down to these levels right before it broke up, around 83 cents, 84 cents, possibly up to like 89 cents, that would be the highest I would start buying BAT. But I do really like the project, and I think 30 cents to $1.30. So you're talking 4.5x. So, and that was in the month of February. So 1.5 months, it went up 4.5x. So it's due for a cool down, in my opinion. I would be accumulating anywhere from around 88 cents to 63 cents. In this range, I think would be a nice range to buy. And in fact, I'm going to put an alert here right at the top of this. This acted as resistance in the past, okay, right at 88.7 cents. And then as soon as we were able to break it, we had a big run up in a few days, couple days, a big run up, doubled just about. Well, not doubled, but probably 80%, went up 80%. So yeah, I'm going to wait for it to come down to at least that level. And I'm going to put an alert on there. So we'll be... Yeah, so George, everything's going down. I mean, everything is following Bitcoin for the most part. Let's go back. I hope that helps, JSK. Let's go look at Bitcoin. Okay, so we did break out. We did break this trend line from the past couple days, okay? So we broke that trend line, and now we got the bounce off the bigger trend line, and this is very important. Um, but don't get too nervous yet. This is the bigger channel we're in, guys. So um, we'll take a look at graph. I really like graphs, so we'll see how it's doing. But yeah, most of the market is following Bitcoin, and this is the bigger channel we're in. So we made the channel here, we hit it again on the bottom, and now we weren't able to come up and hit the top. We've come down and hit the bottom. So there's a little weakness that we weren't able to. We made all-time highs, but weren't able to touch the top there. So, but we're coming down again, and we touched roughly right about there, and now we are getting, we're getting a little bounce on there, but this is an important level. If we break this level, I would say we're going to see some more downside for sure. Let's go to, this is a 15-minute. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on it. This is a strong support. This trend line started the beginning of January, so it's a very strong support. A lot of traders are probably using it, but that doesn't mean it's always going to hold. So seems to be a lot of pressure being and I don't know if this has anything to do with the options that are coming out tomorrow or expiring tomorrow or what, but it's definitely trying to push down here. So so we'll look at graph. And what's my opinion on Centivate? Yeah, we can look at Centivate. Okay, so I just want to keep looking at Bitcoin for a second because it's not looking like this is going to hold. And George, this is going to bring most of the market down dollar-wise. So so what we're hoping for here is we do have in the past 53,000 and 53,000 and 53,000. Well, not this one actually. This is a little higher. But kind of this resistance here, here and here. So what you're hoping for, and this one is very, very close, but basically for the past couple weeks, we've been able to hold this area right around 53,000 as support 3 times. So so it's quite possible we could, we're hoping that holds. If that doesn't hold, I think we're definitely heading down to 52,000. And then 50,000 would be the next support. So if we draw, it looks like we're back above the channel here, so these lines are not totally perfect. So sorry guys, let's see. So we'll see. This trend line is what I'm talking about. You want that to hold, and right now it's very questionable. It is above it currently, so it was only below it for a few minutes. But yeah, we'll see. Let's look at the graph for JSK. Let's see, graph. Here we go. Yeah, so the graph is I'm not going to say the graph is struggling. I think it's just in a retracement. So if we do a Fibonacci retracement here from the bottom of the channel before it had its run up to the top, so you can see when it came down, we held the 618 retracement, and then I know I have these other lines in here. We can erase this one, this one. So we held the 618 here, and we kind of consolidated here, and then we came and touched the 0.236 fib retracement level. So it looks like it's coming down to this this other resistance. I'm going to move this up to here. Most likely, I think we're going to hold support where it held support before. So this big candle here, JSK, is I'll zoom in a little bit. This one right here, this was the February 22nd or 23rd, the Bitcoin drop. So a lot of these coins have big wicks that would not, in my opinion, would not have happened if it wasn't for Bitcoin falling so hard that day. So I look at kind of where it settled down and hit bottoms, which is right here and right here. So this seems like the stronger support line that I would be looking at, which is right around $1.41. So I would imagine that that it's going to hold support there. And if we draw a trend line here, actually let's do a triangle here. Let's clean it up a little for you. I'm gonna erase the fib levels. So this this is what I would be. This is the descending triangle, and this isn't bad in my opinion. You definitely want to hold this level right around $1.41, but you just got to be patient. Graph is a very popular token, and it's needed. Fundamentally, it's very good. It just had an incredible run up. So this is just a normal retracement, and it's having nice consolidation. And this is a bullish pattern. So you want to, when this if it breaks down, that's not going to be good. We'll most likely be headed down to probably $1 if that happens. Okay. You might have a little around $1.15. You might have a little support, but it went up so fast that you're probably going to head down as fast if this breaks. In my opinion, I don't think it's going to break. I think you're going to consolidate here, and as long as the market as a whole stays in a bull trend, I think eventually, you're talking it could last. Normally they don't go all the way to the end, but April 11th would be the last day before you saw some sort of move here. Normally it happens closer to here, so about the end of this month, I would expect a move here. And if you break this trend line, you're probably going to have a nice little pump. But the main thing would be that you're changing from the downward trend. Now you're making a higher high than this previous high, and you're starting in a bull trend, or you're starting in a uptrend, and hopefully eventually making all-time highs. And after that, you'll probably see a nice pump too. Not financial advice, but this is what I see with the graph. And I'm personally invested in the graph. I think it's going to end up doing very well. So yeah, I think that's good. Centivate. All right, let's look at Centivate. Now I'm a little curious because your name is also Centivate. And if you guys like the content, please feel free to subscribe on Twitch and YouTube. Give a like, and if you're one of my YouTube loyalists, go ahead and do some comments on the after the live streams uploads. Helps me out a lot. Thanks, guys. Let's see, Centivate. Now your name is also the Centivate coin, so would it be Bitcoin or Ethereum? I'm guessing you were doing it on Uniswap. That's my guess with Wrap Ethereum. Thanks for the follow, JSK. So I added it here. Let's take a look. Okay, so all right, so this coin actually has some history. It's not a newer, I mean it came out last summer, but went through the DeFi hype here. So your all-time high compared, so this is the Ethereum pairing, but let's first put your all-time high up here. So that's your goal. And it looks like you've bottomed out, and this is on the 4 hour, so it's you're making higher highs. The end of February, you kind of changed the trend, okay, or end of January, and you started making higher highs, higher lows, nice consolidation. You had a pump. So really, let's go. Okay, so you kind of made a floor here. Okay, so you have a lot of support once you get down to about, well, it's hard to even say, 0.000036. But you had a nice consolidation range, which ended up giving you this nice pump. Big retracement, but then you're making support on previous resistance, so that's always nice to see. And now you've made a higher high, so the trend seems to be, this is on the 4 hour, so you have to take it with a grain of salt here, but let's see if this is, yeah, this is pretty much lining up here, where you can see your resistance points. So in the short term, you want to be breaking this and making support on it. That would signal to me, when that happens, that you might have faster momentum going up. But to get a little more, we'll keep that up, but to get a little more, let's go to the daily, and I'll give you the Fibonacci levels on it. So this is on the daily. The daily uptrend, it is intact here. So we'll do there to the very bottom, which I think is there. So yeah, your goal is to you want to get up past the 0.5 fib retracement and make support on that. So you want to come up and then make support, and then that would give a lot of traders confidence that this is eventually going to get up to all-time highs. So traders might wait for that, because you could get up to the 0.5 and then have a rejection, and then you might have to be a lot more patient. But I mean, it has nice, let's look at the volume. The volume has been picking up a little bit. And on the RSI, let's see. Let's zoom in here on the RSI. On the daily, you're making so higher highs and higher, let's see, on the lows, higher lows, higher lows. Okay, so that's relatively on the daily, you do have, yeah, there's nothing really on the RSI. On the MACD, it looks like your buying pressure is actually has turned around and is now going up again. So that looks good. Right before it was about to switch to selling pressure, it had a nice pump. So yeah, it looks like you're changing the trend here. So what I would want to see is getting above that 0.5 fib level, and then coming back down and making support on it, and then heading back up again. That would be a good signal in my opinion. And if you can break this trend line here, that might help push you up there. Scott Garno, DGB is the only green coin right now out of my 25 coins. Yeah, yeah. Let's check back in on Bitcoin. See where we're doing, how we're doing here. Okay, so guys, we have made support on this line again now twice in the past couple days. And that happened here too. It happened here in the beginning. We basically hit it twice back in January. So, you know, you don't want to keep hitting it because that normally means, you know, you keep punching at the wall. Eventually you're going to break through it, is normally what happens. Drape. Okay, so let's just look at this really quick and then we will. So this is on the 15-minute. It's very possible we're getting, you know, a bounce off of this trend line. We are bouncing, but whether it's gonna hold or not is another question. So we'll see. The goal is to bounce off this and get back up to this resistance and break it. That's what's going to give us all green coins, Scott, is it, the whole market's following Bitcoin's lead right now. That's why you have, except for, you know, some rare, you know, picks, most of the market is in red territory. So this is let's look. You have 400 on Drape. When did you buy, Aave? Or what price? I mean, this doesn't look too bad. The past couple days, you're making. You can see it. It's right here. This resistance level. I'll put a line there. Okay, you're on the Bitcoin pairing too. But you can see this is on the dollar pairing. But previous resistance, you broke out, and now you had a nice retracement, making support on previous resistance. That's not a bad signal. You just don't want to break it. And you know, if Bitcoin dumps, then a lot of these coins are going to dump. And you're going to have to wait for Bitcoin to correct, and hopefully they'll correct even more. But right now Bitcoin's bouncing a little bit. So, but yeah, this support, it seems like, you know, you've made it almost 3 times. You know, the last one is within the last 15 minutes, and you might come down and actually touch it because it didn't quite touch it there. Let's go. Let me add the Bitcoin pairing. And yeah, it looks like almost the same chart here. Yeah. So yeah, it's even more exact here, right on this previous resistance, perfectly touched it. And you got it 47. Okay, so I mean you let's see how high did this go? Yeah, I mean in my opinion, Aave, that wasn't the best spot to buy. Uh, but if you can hold this support, it just had quite a run up, and then the retracement, I'm guessing, was not all that much. Okay, 30%. It's not bad, but you bought closer at 15% down. So my guess is you were thinking it was going to have another leg up, which it may do, but you might have to be patient again. Um, does that all make sense? We could do like a Fibonacci level from bottom to top here. Yeah, so I think it will definitely, if it doesn't hold that resistance, there's a good chance it will hold um, around the 34 sats, because you have the zero .5 fib extension and you have a lot of consolidation here. It's right before it took off. So that would be, I would look at this for support, and then 34 sets as my next support. Drape is doing some kind of token swap going from 100 to 1. Okay. So they're like they're basically making the total circulating supply a lot less, and you'll get for every 100 drape you'll get one back, but it will be worth about the same amount, is what I take from that. So that news, I don't know if it's happened yet, but if it does, I've seen in the past where that's happened, and that's helped some tokens out, because it's basically less supply, so becomes more scarce, more appealing to people. So I hope that helps, Abby. I'm not. Hopefully, it can change the trend here. Okay. Maybe that news was announced around here and caused this pump a couple days ago. I'm not sure, but none of this is not financial advice, just giving my analysis on these coins. But if you guys have any more coins you want to look at, I'm happy to do that. Let's take a look at Bitcoin again. In the meantime, Oh boy. The 15 candle chart has a engulfing candle, red candle here. Basically, it engulfed the two previous green candles on the 15 minutes. So that's not really a good sign, but hopefully we'll just kind of move sideways here a little bit and then start moving up again to the top of this channel. But we'll keep an eye on that. And even with all this happening, Bitcoin dominance, you know, if you guys are invested in alts, this is the chart you guys need to worry about. There's over $1 trillion in Bitcoin alone now. And this is how much, you know, there's like 1.7 or something in the entire crypto market, and this is how much Bitcoin has of it. And you, if you're in alts, you want to see this go down, because that money flowing into alts out of Bitcoin, a lot of these altcoins have such smaller market caps than Bitcoin that a little bit of the Bitcoin money flowing into them can give them multiples, as far as you know, percentage wise, can have them go up in multiples. So I'm waiting for this alt season to happen, and as soon as these resistances can break, there's a good chance we go down to at least 57 would be the next stop, and then it could be a free fall. So we'll see. NPXS, yeah, we can check that out. Oh, so yeah, I saw this PundyX. This was pumping today. Yeah. Yeah, so there's not much technical analysis I can do. Let's go to the hourly. Go to the auto. Yeah, there's not much I can do on coins that are like going crazy. But actually, this one, let's see, back on the 19th, it hit all-time highs. So this is nice. This looks good. We put our resistance there, and yeah, so basically you did have some fake outs here of breaking all-time high, and I think the main reason is because like this happened today, and it pumps all the way from the bottom of the consolidation all the way up, way, you know, past the all-time highs, instead of having like a gradual, you know, more gradual than pumping closer to all-time highs. It kind of ran out of steam, in my opinion, when it got up there. So it broke back down, and now the all-time highs is acting as resistance again. But it's not like it's not falling. It seems to be like it bounced off the 21-hour EMA here. This purple line had a nice bounce off of there. And this is kind of like the punching the wall metaphor I was talking about. If you can hold up here and kind of keep making shots at the all-time high, most likely you will end up breaking through. And then even if you don't go that much higher, what you want to see is kind of, let me just draw it here. You want to, you know, break up through, come back down, and then make support. That's what you want to see. And it may take a couple more tries, but, you know, it seems like, you know, this has, this is one of the top coins for today, and it's in the top 100. It seems to have some good fundamentals behind it. Not financial advice, but I would expect eventually you get up here and you really break it and come back down. And what you want to see, you hit the top here and then head up again. And that's where you might see, because that's giving traders a lot of confidence that you're probably going higher, and you'll probably get a lot of buys if you see support and then the move going up. You'll probably see a lot of buys there, and it will cause the price to go up. So yeah, that's what I'd say. It is possible you ran out of steam and now you're gonna come back down a little lower and make a higher low than here, and then continue your move up more gradually, but you don't know. It does look like the trend has changed. Now you were in a downtrend retracement, consolidation, and now most likely it's switching. You made a higher high. Now you're looking for that higher low, and then another higher high will get you above the all-time highs there. So that's what I'd say about that. But it looks good. Let me erase this here. You're welcome. Yeah, if you guys like the content, feel free to subscribe on Twitch or YouTube. Leave a comment. Hit the alert icon. I appreciate it. Thanks for the follow, Oakscab. Yeah, I'm new to the... I've been following crypto closely for about 5 years now. I went through the whole 2017 bull and bear market, or bull market. And I used to work in finance. I know charts. I've been studying a lot of technical analysis, and my goal is to do this year and see if I can get a nice base of subscribers and people interested in crypto, which I think is just going to grow. So I appreciate all the support. Let's see here. There we go. This is one of the NFT projects I'm invested in. So I guess checking that out. Called Chain Guardians. Got rejected at its all-time highs a couple days ago. Is now making a higher low. Kind of like the same thing we just saw. Had a run up, made a bottom. It didn't quite pump as much as PundyX did, but got rejected here at the all-time highs and is now making a higher low than previously. So hopefully it can come back up and break that. And another altcoin I'm very bullish on, that's a newer altcoin, and I have this in reverse, or I need to put it in reverse. Let's see. Invert scale. Yeah. So this is ID. It's on Uniswap. And I don't really promote many coins, but I think this one's about to pop. I think it's going to do very well. It's got a good team behind it, and this is so the company, the project is Everest. ID is the symbol, and it had a nice bottom, like just a nice U here, and we are getting very close. We just tested all-time highs, but the uptrend is still pretty strong, so I would expect, I'm hoping this breaks, and I think it could see some substantial gains. Not financial advice, but just sharing what I'm confident in. But these are, smaller cap plays too. The last couple I showed you. Yeah, let me know if there's any other coins you guys want to check out. Do any of you guys actually use Uniswap, or interested in Uniswap version 3, or put liquidity in to Uniswap? You just use Binance, yeah. Yeah, I use Binance too. I just, some coins you can't get on Binance, and yeah, and like for passive income, where you just let, if you're planning on holding tokens for a while, you can provide the liquidity for those tokens on Uniswap and make money off other people trading, so you get the fees, like how you pay Binance a fee when you trade. On Uniswap, you can provide the liquidity of those tokens, and when traders trade those tokens, you can get the fees. And it's with Uniswap version 3, it's going to be a lot better, because you have a lot more control on price ranges. It's a little confusing, like if the pairing of the two coins, like Ethereum and another coin, if one goes up while the other stays down, you can lose kind of some money that way. So but they're fixing that with Uniswap version 3, so I'm excited about that. I like that. Oh yeah, it's pretty cool. Let's check on Bitcoin here. Looks like we're holding up the support line here. Not a great bounce, but we'll see. We need we need a little stronger. We need some more buys here. Yeah, let me pull up. Got like 10 minutes left here, guys. So if you have any coins, let me know. I'm going to pull up the Uniswap. Yeah, this is Uniswap version 3. So so they have concentrated liquidity. So basically you can put less liquidity in, but pick a certain price range you want to offer that liquidity at. So it keeps, it stops you from losing money on that. Yeah, we could look at Dent. Yeah, I know Dent was pumping. Yeah, this is so let's see here. Let's do a fib extension from about the bottom to the top here, and you can see this perfectly. Let's go. This is a 4-hour. So it had this big pump up to the top and came down and perfectly touched the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level. So basically, like traders that use the fib levels, they see, okay, it's most likely topped out, because the uptrend fails at this point, at the second red candle here. Now it broke this line that was here. Okay, so then they put the fib extension on, right? And they put their they sell once it breaks this trend, and then they put their buys in if they want to keep going with Dent. They put their buy in right at the 0.5 fib level, and they get this big pump back up to the 0.236 level. So they make that percent, and then they probably sell there because it will normally continue the reversal. But yeah, they can make a quick. Let's see how much that is. Yeah, I mean roughly 30% just off, you know, that trade right there. So yeah, if it's able to hold this 0.5, so let's go to like the hourly here. If it's able to hold the 0.5, then this, you know, it's probably going to take a little time, but I that normally means it's still in an uptrend, so it will probably continue going up in the short term. You know, it might take a week or a few more days before you start seeing. It could even take longer. Not financial advice, but if it stays above the 0.5 Fibonacci, which is roughly 0.9 cents, then the uptrend is most likely going to continue in the short term. If it breaks below 0.9 cents, this 0.5 Fibonacci level here, then you're probably going to see more downside, more of a retracement before it picks up. And it most likely will have support at the 0.618 Fib extension, where there's also a lot of consolidation, and right before it had a big pump. So yeah, the 0.9 cents is a strong support, and then the next would be 0.75, 0.76 cents. So let's see how big of a... So it came down about 40%. And the next fib extension would be almost exactly 50%, 49%. So that's even more of a... so basically, if Dent got down to here, if it got down to the 0.76 level, that's where I would look to accumulate. But currently, it's still in a downtrend, but if it can make... it might be holding this level, and you might just have some sideways movement until you see the uptrend continue. But you know, if it's able to break all-time highs, then you'll probably see a nice move there. So I hope that helps. But currently, because it held the 0.5 fib extension, there's a good chance it's going to continue its uptrend. It's just making a higher low, and now eventually making a higher high. If it drops below that, then it could still be in a downtrend there. So for a while, basically you haven't hit your bottom yet if it does that. Yeah. Well, yeah, I like using the RSI a lot. Sometimes I forget about it, but I like using it more on like the daily here. So, I mean, Dent is kind of hard to do on the daily. Let's go to like I guess we could go on the 4 hour. Let's so you had your previous low here to your right here to your next low, your higher low. So you have higher lows, and from that position to this position, you have lower lows. So that's bullish divergence. From right here to right here. You have higher lows from here to here, lower lows from here to here. So that's bullish divergence. So that's another, I like to use all my indicators at once. See, if I can get multiple indicators saying the same thing, that's a good sign for me. So on the 4 hour, that's a 4 hour. So, but it looks good. You can't really see much with the daily because could try the 12 hour. Yeah, so like on the 12 hour, your higher lows to, you have your higher lows here, and then it's roughly even, but technically a little lower. So yeah, you do have bullish divergence on the RSI with Dent, so that's a good thing. But yeah, so let me check on Bitcoin one more time, and then I'm gonna head out for the day, and I will see you guys tomorrow, 3:30 to 5:30 Eastern Standard Time. Bitcoin is struggling, but staying above the trend line. So we did have a little fake out, but we're staying above it. Let's hope we can hold it and reverse this back to the upside. That's what we want to see. But yeah, thanks for hanging out, guys. I will see you tomorrow at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you like the content, feel free to subscribe and follow. I'm on every Monday through Thursday, same time. And yeah, no problem, hoax gabs. Appreciate it. I'll leave you guys with my intro movie. Have a good night.